Hi, this is Luke Scanlon. I'm standing at the capture site of Paul Revere. On April 19, 1775, William Dawson and Paul Revere rode up from Boston. The alarm had been given, one if by land, two if by sea. They were a part of a network. Those were two men of a much larger network, very well organized network of midnight riders. The goal of the riders was to let the militia know among the colonists that the British forces were moving. The British forces, 700 strong, were leaving Boston on their way to Concord. Why Concord? Concord had stored up ammunition, muskets, and 4 cannons, storing them for a coming colonist rebellion against the British troops that were stationed here. And so the purpose of the Midnight Riders was to alert the militia and let them know that the British were coming. So that night, in my opinion, it's divine providence that while riding up, another young man was there named Dr. Prescott. Dr. Prescott at the time was 22. He was someone who lived in Concord, and he was familiar with the woods and the land surrounding Concord. He knew all the back roads. He was aware of all the trails and the ins and outs of this area. Dr. Prescott, that night of April 19th, 1775, he was actually courting a young lady in nearby Lexington. So on his way back from Lexington at about midnight, Dr. Prescott runs into Paul Revere and William Dawes. So at this point in the road, all three of them, Dawes, Revere, Prescott, had come on their horses and they encountered British troops. So at that point, the three split up. Dawes turned around, Revere went one direction, and Prescott jumped a stone wall that used to be here and escaped down a path that he knew of that would lead him back to the highway. Prescott made it to Concord, and he alerted the senior militia members, and the militia was able to gather and be prepared for the British once they got to Concord. That alert got people out of their houses, and by the next morning, there was some odd 4,000 militiamen gathered. By the end of the day, there were 20,000 militia surrounding Boston, which began an 11-month siege of Boston, which the British military finally vacated 11 months later, evacuating by ship. And so, what you see here, in my opinion, it was divine providence, having the right people at the right time in the right place to be able to proclaim liberty and bring liberty forth. This was also an area in which men and women were willing to come together around a common cause of liberty, and they're willing to do whatever it took to get the job done. So this year I'm up at Harvard University Kennedy School, learning, meeting people. A lot of people have different opinions or perspectives than I do, but we share opinions, we have responsible conversation about it, and we learn from each other, trying to increase everybody's understanding of the issues at hand. So I encourage you. This was a time, right now, we're in a time that we can actually do a lot with our voice, do a lot with our opinion, have fun with it, make sure you understand the issues at hand, learn about them, become active, and serve your country. Thank you.